Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Terra Nova. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember the city of waitresses? Had a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Dare to make war, we surrender. Falsehood, important news are new pieces.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. And the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look, these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5 Qapla, and welcome to Enterprise Wednesdays for November 9th, 2022. Today we are watching Season 1, Episode 6, Terra Nova, the episode where Enterprise goes visit the first long-distance Earth colony at which they lost all communication with decades ago. But apparently, despite being friends with the Vulcans and having warp ships that can clearly go at least warp 3, nobody ever decided to go check on whatever happened to the Terra Novans until Enterprise came along. Really hard to figure that one out, but hey, it is what it is. Welcome Richie Poole first in the chat. Qapla Richie, and Richie shares some of his political opinions with the group for those who want to read. Welcome, Richie. 47 Yorktown, Qapla 47 Yorktown says, greetings from Eastern Canada. I have a spare room for American political refugees seeking asylum. I don't think there's going to be a big run for the border 47, but thank you. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards, who says, it's been a long rant getting from there to here. It's been a long rant, but my jackpot's finally near. Well, I guess if I lived in California, that might be true. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Qapla Captain. John DeMarco says, greetings all. Greetings, John. I put the link to the panel and I pinned it. Anybody's interested in joining, you are welcome. Mike Richards says hey to John, says hello back. Mr. Londell's groovy movies says Qapla. Qapla, Mr. Londell. Dave G Sound says hail Bird and Karoga. Hail Dave G. Murder Hornet returns says yo Bird. Qapla Murder Hornet. Yvette says good evening Bird and everyone. Managed to log in to your screening room. Woohoo. Awesome, Yvette. So those who don't know, today we're going to watch the episode of Enterprise Season 1, Episode 6, Terra Nova. Now, if you have your own copy of the episode, wonderful. If you don't have your own copy and you're watching live with us now, you can see it. You can watch my copy, borrow my copy, as if you were here in my living room watching it with me, by going to the website www.bertopray5.com/SR. And it's written across the top of the view screen. And I will type it into the chat so that you have it. You can click on it. But if you're on a computer, like a desktop or a laptop, it's fine. You can open another tab and go there. If you're on a mobile device, then you need a second mobile device because it's very difficult to watch two streaming things at once. So yeah, you have to watch the episode on one device and keep YouTube open on the other device if you want to hear the commentary and all the good stuff that comes with that. And of course, if you don't want to hear the commentary and you just want to watch it and you close YouTube, I mean, that's fine. But obviously, you won't hear me and I won't know you exist. But it's always an option. Yvette says, Bird, I thought I was in your living room. Who's got their hand on my knee then? Yeah, it must be Sassy. If you hear a heavy breathing and, panting on your neck and a lick perhaps by your ear, it must be Sassy. She's sniffing. Just tell her she's a good girl and don't worry about it. Mike Richards says, if I had two phones, I could talk to myself all day long. That is true. That is true. Okay. So the episode Terra Nova, it aired October 24th, 2001. It's directed by LeVar Burton, aka Geordie LaForge. Story by Rick Berman and Brandon Braga. I mean, this is the heart and soul of Star Trek, and I don't know. I remember this as a rough episode. For people who kept watching Enterprise after Unexpected last week and decided to give it one more week, I really don't know that this was the episode that kept them. Unfortunately, had they gone one more week, next week's episode, The Andorian Incident, is a top tier episode. But this is not, at least not so far as I remember it. For the reception, it had an average view of 8.4 million viewers, which blows away any numbers that any modern Trek is getting. But for the time, compared to, I don't know, DS9 or Voyager, I really don't think it was all that great. Anyway, Brandon Braga said this episode was his least favorite episode of Enterprise and called it boring. Braga went on to work on the unrelated series also called Terra Nova. Yeah, that one season series, Terra Nova, that was much better Terra Nova than this episode. Unfortunately, they only put one. They only had money for one season, and they left it on a fucking cliffhanger. Tech Republic included this episode on its 5 worst episodes of Enterprise. You know what? I would bet Unexpected is probably the. I'm just curious. Can we get? Can we see what the others were? Let's see. Number 14. The 5 worst Star Trek Enterprise episodes ever. Terra Nova, 2 days and 2 nights. God damn it, that's the Rhizo one. I love 2 days and 2 nights. Rogue Planet. Yeah, okay. Rogue Planet is pretty bad. A Night in Sick Bay. Again, that's a fucking. Okay. I know a lot of people don't like A Night in Sick Bay because it's a Porthos centric episode, but I liked it. Okay. And obviously the number 1 worst episode ever of Enterprise, its series finale. These are the voyages. Okay, that's a fair one. That is a fair one. How unexpected does it make this list though? I would totally replace 2 days and 2 nights with unexpected. Anyway, so those were the 5 worst. According to one particular magazine, the 5 worst episodes of Enterprise. This is number 5. Sounds more like Terrible Nova, says John DeMarco. Fair point. And Dave G. Sound says, or Ken Whale as Vincent Terra Nova from Wise Guy. I don't know who that is. But let's go ahead and get ready to watch. So head to the screening room, which, you know what? Give me a minute, as I forgot to set up the screening room. Whoops. Don't worry, it only takes a second. I've got this down to a science. That's all I needed to do. Okay. It's not science fiction. Science fiction, says Mom will pray. No, I got this down to an actual science. Okay. Screening room is set up. Counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Load. This was their first view of it. You would think it was Earth. Breaking ground on the town hall. Is that Captain Mitchell? And Captain Archer says, are we there yet? 17 minutes to go. Travis is digging through the archives. Crew manifest. Photos. Status reports. Okay, actually, I gotta pause it to bring it back in sync with the screenshots. Okay, there we go. Mayweather's been fascinated by Terra Nova since he was a kid. Something about people who choose to live off-world. Hoshi's wondering if anyone's still there. Let them know in about 3 hours and 17 minutes when they get there. So if Enterprise could make it there in 3 weeks at warp 4.5, they really couldn't find a fucking ship to go warp 4 or warp 3 for 3 months, 6 months at the worst to find out what happened to hundreds of colonists. Or just ask the fucking Vulcans to say, hey, could you check? I know you don't like us. I know you think we're expanding too fast. But maybe you could just find it in your logical brain of yours to just go ahead and check and see if there's, an entire colony of humans in dire need of help. No, we're too proud as a species to do that. Forgive me, but I would think a species that stupid, it's quite believable. They'll just forget that there's a fucking colony around Saturn in 1,000 years. And just forget that happened. And we better kill anything that comes to Earth because they've got to be aliens and can't possibly be other humans in our own solar system. Shoot first and ask questions later. It's been a long road getting from there to here. Terra Nova? No, she's never heard of it because you never fucking told the Vulcans. Had you told the Vulcans, they probably would have fucking checked on it for you. She's got him there. You can't name any Vulcan expeditions. It was called the Great Experiment. Humans going to colonize deep space. They built New Berlin on the moon and Utopia Planitia on Mars, some asteroid colonies. Everything was in the solar system. Less than 20 light years away. 9 years to get there, 9 years back. "70 years. 70 years. An entire fucking planet. 500 people, 200 people. There was no room on an entire fucking Earth-sized planet for 200 fucking people? Nobody. Yeah, you're right, DePaul. Why didn't you ask Al? Asking favors of Vulcans ends up carrying too high a price. Such fucking bullshit. Okay. Yeah, Terra Nova might still be there. Or maybe they're all dead because you guys didn't fucking ask. Here lies 400 dead colonists because Earth was too fucking proud to ask for help. You dumb schmucks. Look at that fucking planet. It is so big. You could put one person down every 50 miles and they would never know they were even on an inhabited planet. They would never cross paths. Oh, there's nobody constantly listening to space for radio signals. They have absolutely no reason to know you're coming. Low levels of surface radiation. Hashtag listen to the Vulcans, says John. Very impressive, and we're only a few minutes in. Looks like a ghost town. Only 800 millirats. It's shit. That's barely even 3 Mile Island. Qapla Kronos. John Araki with a $2 super chat says, "Here is your Powerball refund." Thank you, John. So they're walking around. Oh, there's an old bicycle, because of course you'd bring a bicycle across the galaxy. How can he know that the data log or whatever is intact? Maybe the animals ate the bodies. They couldn't leave the planet. That's the bulkhead, you stupid Vulcan. It's a one-way trip. No, not you, Trip. Where's Porthos? Why isn't he running around through the forest? Mike Richards asks if this is a callback to Miri. Hey, LDG, how are you feeling? LDG had some meatball poisoning today. You know how LDG likes to eat those balls. Nom 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 nom. Gotta slow down. Gotta slow down, LDG. He got too excited. He saw those balls. And nom 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 nom. Those were some spicy balls, he said. Oh yeah. It was a secret spice. A couple of meters tall. Just say he was as tall as a human. He was humanoid. Dave G sounds as I could see tire tracks on the path. They ran. The good thing they brought flashlights. I mean, it was broad daylight. Where were these flashlights the whole time? Yeah, better let Malcolm go first. Ah, there's an animal you don't want to run into face to face in a cave. Chrono says you can ride them in the shell caves. Ride the bicycles through the caves. Huge flashlight, says Dave G. That is true. I mean, even today, I have a much more powerful flashlight that takes a single AA battery. Those are like fucking quad D cell batteries. It's what, 200 years in the future? 150 years in the future? I mean, we make tremendous progress with guns, but our flashlight technology stalls out, apparently. They probably double as a good, strong club. Good whacking club. In case the phaser battery dies. Excuse me, phase pistol. Ah, there's a hand. There's a knife. That's good old Earth tech. Ah, there's somebody. He doesn't notice that he's in the fucking beam of the flashlight. People, human people. That's not a knife, says Kronos. You'll put the knife down. We're not gonna hurt you. Boom. Talk about sending mixed messages. Oh, is the guy got a Tommy gun? Keep the change, you filthy animal. I was trying to do from the Christmas movie with the McAllisters, Home Alone. Keep the change, you filthy animal. We come in peace, open fire, says John. Absolutely. Yeah, those guns, those bullets don't have a stun setting. You're all right. Yeah, you've been hit. Maybe you shouldn't have said you were all right. Good shooting there to Paul. Just shoot in the fucking cave. It's hard to miss. Very, very good that those that the shuttlecraft happens to be bulletproof. They're human, by the way, says the ball. Well, you did shoot first. You did shoot first. Kronos has never seen Home Alone. You've got to see Home Alone, Kronos. And then Home Alone 2.
And then wait for Home Alone 3.
No, there is already a Home Alone 3. Don't ever see that. Yeah, no, don't see Home Alone 3 or 4. Looks like ants. Kronos says, I don't have to see Home Alone movies, damn nabbit. Yes, you do, Kronos. Kronos says, hey to Mamo Frey. Of course, you can't use the transporter. The script doesn't call for it. It's a stun grenade. There's not going to be casualties. Yeah. Kronos says assault knives are outlawed in the Federation. I brought an alien doctor, so you trust me. No, it's very kind to carry Phlox's bag for him. I'll take this for you, sir. You don't need to carry it. Dave G. Sound says Home Alone 4. Kevin visits parents in prison for neglect. Yes, Trek from Earth. He said Trek. The dude from Stargate, says Kronos. a very fair gesture. Treat him. Humans hurt dolphins. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Birdo Prey 5, Mamo Prey, Sassy, and fellow nerds. All hail glorious Kuroga, and of course, the God Emperor, Birdo Prey 5. Thank you, Sci-Fi Nation. Qapla to you.
And I say hello.
And Mamo Prey says hello
I say hello to Billy.
to everybody.
Well, to-
And to Sci-Fi Nation. Mamo Prey says hello to Sci-Fi Nation, to Kronos, and to everyone else.
Oh,
Kronos says, Birdo Prey 5, these are your orphan miners. Kronos says, Mamo Prey is going to tell me a tale. Maybe on a bed life, but I doubt it'll be today. It's always possible. The sky shift. There's tools that can help you. Sci-Fi Nation says hello to Mamo Frey. And Kronos says every day is bed life. That is fair enough, Kronos. Wow, thanks, Flots. You can sit here with a bullet wound for a few hours. Give up Archer's only recourse, trying to get him to come back. Kronos says, wow, Bird, the working conditions. That's a nice view of the ship. Shit, it's got a black screen. Of course it did. No way to treat claustrophobia. Kronos says perhaps they shouldn't be shimmering all that radioactive crap on their faces. Yeah, probably tracking it around Enterprise is also probably a risk. I mean, Jesus Christ, if those two shouldn't go through, what is it, detox or decontamination, what the hell's the point of even having a decon chamber? John DeMarco says it's a good thing the scaly stuff doesn't extend beyond their faces. Got the unluckiest colonists in the galaxy. Is this the one where Archer has a chainsaw? I don't believe so, Kronos. Fit in a bucket. Qapla, king of the cosmos. Enterprise gets so much better in seasons 3 to 4. Definitely gets better. Qapla, Todd, Jenny. Yes, not as unlucky as the ones that landed on City Karoga 5. This is City Alpha 5. Qapla, Tokyo Trekker. Ah, it's the musical hour. Everybody stop what you're doing and blow into these, what, seashells? Bones? Hollowed bones. Oh, Malcolm doesn't have a bone to blow into. Good thing they have the same USB ports. Oh no, Dr. Tracy's dead. Yeah, have the Vulcans send a ship. God damn it. Even they knew the Vulcans could have sent a ship. Only the young kids survive. Where have I seen this before? King of the Cosmos says the Andorian episodes are pretty sweet. They start next week. Uh-oh. Eberg, aka Todd Jennings, says, admit it, back in the space engineer days, you dreamed of drinking blood wine from the skulls of Thomas Pott and Salty Tracker. At least one of them, perhaps. Welcome, NB Grandpa Geek.
How you doing, Bird?
Not bad. How are you?
Antibiotics are great and a bitch at the same time.
Understood. Addie in stereo with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Addie. Says, since Joe is in a good mood over AOC's reelection, I'm starting a petition for him to start Voyager Tuesday. Not that good a mood, Addie. Not that good a mood, but thank you.
Actually, the election results are going, well, if I'm being honest, about where I thought they would. Look, you know me. I'm a hardcore conservative, but I have to manage my expectations. And I deal in realism, so yeah, this was so far, yeah, been about on par.
Yeah, there was no giant surprises for me either.
I will say this.
But before we get into this discussion, this is an
No.
enterprise thing. So, okay,
Yeah,
maybe if you
yeah.
want to make a quick point, but okay.
Oh, nah, never mind. It's not important. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, I'm all for talking about it on any other stream.
Yeah, no problem, bud. No worries. Where do I know that guy from? The guy in the center.
He's Stargate.
Thank you. Yeah, Stargate.
Kronos brought that up. Apparently everybody knows he's from Stargate but me. But yeah.
I really think Enterprise is eventually going to be seen as an underwritten gem.
I think it's already realized that it was underappreciated at its time.
It wasn't its fault, though. It wasn't the actor's fault. Honestly, we could get in the discussion. By the way, Bird, I must say, I absolutely love the Garfield avatar.
Oh, the Garfield on the view screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's people have gotten used to him.
Remember, did you ever watch Garfield, the cartoon, back
Garfield
in
and
the 80s?
Friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
Garfield and U.S. Acres combined. I hated the U.S. Acres. I mean, not that
I
I
don't,
hated it, but
uh,
those were the farm
I don't,
animals.
I don't know about the U.S. Acres one. I just remember actually enjoying the fact that I would like get so excited watching the opening because like I wanted to hear touch that channel and hear what came next. And I got so excited for that more than anything else.
Tokyo Trackers is vertebrae. You need a pair of dice hanging from the chronometer on the vertebrae bridge, big plush dice, and a Dabo girl bobblehead. Todd Jenny says, Care Bear Opre.
I always had issues with them calling him a boomer, but that's only because generational thing. It just always sounded weird to me.
Yeah, I never really got it either.
Well, I got why he was called it, but I'm used to, boomers being, the generational thing. So it always kind of threw me for a loop.
I don't believe a boomer is someone who breaks the sound barrier, Kronos.
No,
Not in this
a
case.
boomer was no Mayweather was the term boomer was basically somebody who grew up on spaceships.
Whoops. The old quicksand fell into a trap. The Traveler, formerly known as Wesley Crusher, says, greetings, everyone. Greetings, Wesley. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. I was out walking the dog. Sorry I'm late. No worries. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Jenny asks, has anyone heard a word from the epic beard in months? It's been a while. It's been a while. I hope he's okay. If anybody's heard from Epic Beard, please let us know. Oh, LDG has. Cool. He pops in on LDG. Wow, that was very convenient. Of all the places to fall in the mine, crash. What's a tree doing all the way at the bottom of a cave? The traveler says, off to work I go. Hope everyone has a great day. Take care, Wes. Have a great day. Excuse me, traveler. Have a great day. Nobody wants to give you your hand, you crusted old man. Oh, I guess he will. The traveler says, you can call me Wes if you want. Oh, thank you, traveler. I just take some time to get used to it. Why would the water be rising? This well has been there for God knows how long. I can put him out of his misery. Turn on the wood chopping option. It's only got two settings, stun or kill, but it also has a setting for cut through wood. Set phaser to vegetarian, says Kronos. Tokyo Trekker. Is that a joke? Yeah, Tokyo Trekker, we need to discuss that. Oh, you feel. Okay, you feel like you have a week to live. Jesus Christ. I do hope you feel better soon, Tokyo Tracker. I really do. I know you, from what you said on Jep Nerdy, I know you got hurt pretty bad, but I was pretty sure it wasn't fatal. Luckily. Of course, Travis gets to write it up because shouldn't that be Malcolm's job? I mean, he was the one with the most hands-on experience with the Terra Novans.
Hell of a lot of lagging at the end there. Maybe that was just on my end.
I didn't.
Whatever.
Tokyo Tracker says it's the healing. It's healing, but the process is making it feel like it was indeed fatal. Just the process, I guess. John DeMarco says poor Malcolm gets to sit in a cave with a bullet in his leg for the entire episode, but Travis gets to write up the story. And Chrono says it's been a long road getting from there to the end of this stream. It has, Chronos. Okay. So I'll be honest. I told you guys at the beginning of this stream that this was not one of my favorite episodes. And lo and behold, it remains not one of my favorite episodes. Maybe not as bad as I remember, but pretty close. Chronos says Malcolm is really annoying. Miss Lindell says not such a bad episode. I always like I always say, season 1 of any Trek show ain't as bad as we think it is. Tokyo Tracker says Malcolm gets it bad in this show. He's the Harry Kim of Enterprise. That's a fair assessment. He also gets a probe in the leg in the Romulan minefield, says Tokyo Tracker. That's true. Malcolm Reed must suffer. He's also the O'Brien of Enterprise. What do you think?
I don't know, man.
Chrono says, "Don't be honest."
Sorry, was there a question? I'm sorry. It's about time for me to take my evening meds, so I'm sorry. What was the question you had for me?
I guess the only question was, did you have any opinion on the episode? Did you?
Well, actually, I enjoyed overall, I enjoyed the episode just for the fun of it. I never really delved too deep into it. I just kind of enjoyed it. I liked how they tried to embrace the ability to, bridge things with cultures. You got an advanced culture, and I noticed you were getting a little cynical about the phaser, and I was like, they might have had an off-screen upgrade. I don't know. That was just me. But no, overall, I understand why this is not probably one of your favorite episodes. It's one that I actually enjoyed.
Okay. As for the phaser, I mean, it's
the episode. I overall enjoyed the episode for how it overall played out. I like that kind of cultural thing, the people meeting, coming to common ground. I'm like, that's what inspires the hope that's supposed to be the idea of the Federation. And it worked for me. Also understand, my opinion comes, during a time when I'm in the military and stuck during, the Iraq War, the Afghanistan War. It's kind of like, it's like shit. If only we could pull it this way. It was inspirational. Now, I know it came out in 2005, but when I saw it
Not in
was
01.
probably around, no, because you got to
This
understand.
episode was 2001.
Yeah, but you got to understand, I did not get to see Voyager and Enterprise when they were airing because they were on UPN. UPN was not syndicated. So I did not get to see the rest of Voyager. I saw TNG, I saw DS9. Voyager and Enterprise were hit or miss. It depended on what geographic region I came in. So I did not actually get to see those until about 4 or 5 years ago when I finally bought them. Or, no, sorry. I bought them, but then they were on Netflix at that time too. So that was the first time I really got to see them all the way through. So I mean, I know the show happened at that time, but I didn't get to see it until then.
I had given up on watching Enterprise live early on in its run sometime. And I really watched it for the first time later on when it was probably either on DVD or yeah, I had some other way of watching it.
First episode of Enterprise I saw, I can't remember. I can tell you where it was. I was in a hotel, and I was checking the screen for what was on TV, the TV channel guide, and I saw Star Trek Enterprises come out. Like, oh, I haven't seen any of these. And that was my first time I got to see it. And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember which episode it was. I don't know what season was. It was probably 2 or 3 at the time. Most likely 2, but, I already took my pills. But yeah, unfortunately with UPN, they were hit or miss. So I didn't get to experience that until much later. So I guess my point of view.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, keep going. Kronos says Bird of Prey, I couldn't even finish the episode. Episode 4, season 1 of Discovery. That's not surprising, Kronos. And Kronos says, Bird of Prey, does the Birdham have any emotions? She does. She does have emotions. As an actress, she has them. But for whatever reason, she was told not to, I believe she was told not to show them. Like, because she was brought up as a Vulcan. I believe she was playing her character as a Vulcan, even though she's human. But it's not that she's a terrible actress. She isn't. I mean, she did, she was in Walking Dead. She clearly can show emotion. And in later seasons of Discovery, she arguably shows too much emotion. So it's not that she can't, it's just that I believe she was directed poorly. It's not, John DeMarco says her emotions are smug and crying. Well, that's true too. That's true too. Tokyo Trekker, Qapla Tokyo Trekker.
It's a fake.
It's a fake. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning in Tokyo Town.
Indeed. So we're talking about a non-Star Trek character, Michael Burnham.
Yes.
Okay.
Beta cannon.
Yeah.
Really, gamma cannon.
Gamma cannon, yeah. Actually,
You know, it's interesting. I just want to let you know the avatar you have is from my absolutely favorite episode of Star Trek.
It is indeed. Pale Moonlight is wonderful.
Pale Moonlight is absolutely. So here's the thing. I didn't actually have that as my favorite. I'd seen it a few other times. But right around the pandemic, I had just retired from the military. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to binge watch some shit. And I started binge watching Star Trek. So I started with TNG and then I get into DS9. And I'm like, I hadn't seen DS9 in. Oh, I'm sorry, Bird. Can I?
Oh yeah, at this point, we can talk about anything at this point.
Okay.
Anything Trek.
Sorry, I don't want to try and dominate anything, but I got into. It was right after I retired, and I'm watching DS9, and I'm like, God damn, I relate to Cisco so much more than any other captain. I'm like, yeah, he's the guy. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, I'm respecting more and more because as an enlisted guy, he lost his wife. He's a widower. I was a divorcee, but I was also a single parent. Then I got remarried. Then, we're looking at a blended family. And I'm like, I relate so much with that captain. His
then you
bonding
became
time
a
with
god.
When they did the sail ship episode, I was crying. I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. I was like, this is something Star Trek has not ever had. And
not a lot of
one other thing about Cisco was I said this. I said Cisco would have done what Picard wouldn't have done. Cisco would have initiated the virus on Hugh. Period. End of discussion. Because he proved it in the pale moonlight because he knew what he was doing. The whole point of that episode is him reconciling he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cisco wouldn't have hesitated. The only problem with it is that I honestly don't think it would have worked. From everything we know about the Borg, it might have taken out one ship, perhaps, but it would have been stopped. And they would have, firewalled it, and that would have been it. And the Borg would continue just fine.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying Cisco would have initiated it. Cisco would have made that choice, whereas Picard wouldn't.
Yeah, there would be no argument. It would be the perfect revenge for Jennifer. It'd be like, oh yeah, we are doing this.
The only
this is
thing
going to
that
happen. Get it ready.
Is if Cisco visited you, if Cisco would have punched him a couple of times.
Yeah.
That's for my wife.
Well, let's remember. Okay. Let's remember. There were a lot of us who actually thought when he said, we met in battle. I was on the Lexington at Wolf 3-5. Now, and you're literally like, is he about to punch Picard? I was a young teenager and I thought he was about to punch Picard.
Picard never punched me. I'm not Picard.
I'm not Picard.
I do love that. I would have liked to have seen Picard end up with Vosh. That would have been something kind of cool.
It
It would have been weird.
Yeah. You can bring Bosch. Bosch, not the type of woman you bring back to the chateau.
Picard is the
She'd
ultimate.
steal all the
Oh,
silver.
but
She'd steal
we're
all the
gonna have
silver.
Romulans.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have Romulans.
Hey, listen, those are hot Romulans.
Was not Caitlin Dar.
They didn't have a home left, okay? And at least that woman was nice enough to wait until her husband was dead before she tried to.
Jesus Christ, was their budget slashed that bad?
She was
No,
the
I mean
perfect
seriously.
Picard pickup because Picard waited until Jack was dead to say something to Beverly.
Well, Picard had Jack killed.
That's true.
It's like, oh, I know what I can do. I'm going to send your husband on a death mission.
7 years later, I'll tell you how I feel.
Like, oh shit, that's Wesley? That's what your son grew into? I guess we're going to wait another 15 years. And then just as Wesley gets taken with the time guy and the traveler, and your son's no longer corporeal, you can't be watching, can he? He could be watching any moment. Huh? Shit.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this about seasons 1 and 2 of Picard. They make absolutely no goddamn sense. I cannot find out how they make any damn sense.
John says she was an Irish Romulan. There's a difference.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's of course.
What?
Oh, the northern Romulans and the southern Romulans.
Smooth foreheads.
Hey, I will give them credit for at least saying that and putting that in perspective. I was like, oh, okay, why couldn't we have done that 50 years ago?
What credit does that? I don't know.
Hey man, freckles are the hottest thing on a chick.
A redheaded Romulan with freckles.
Was there a
dude, my
redheaded
wife
Romulan?
would be in trouble. No, seriously, you're talking to a guy who finds freckles the most attractive feature on a woman. Add the red hair, that's a bonus. My wife's brunette.
Freckles or dimples? Freckles or dimples?
Freckles.
Okay. Just
I am very attracted to. I am very attracted to women with freckles. The more freckles,
do the freckles go
better.
all the way down, like spots on Jadzia?
Yeah, I know. I love that. Actually, that kind of turned me on when I heard that one because I was like, yeah. Listen, one thing about a woman with freckles that attracts me is like, do they go any further?
LDG says you're sticking a thermometer in the wrong place if you think freckles are the hottest thing on a woman. NB.
I didn't ask for your opinion, LGG. If I wanted it, I'd stick my dick in your mouth.
Wow. And he would do it too. But that's okay. You know what? I don't judge. I don't judge.
LGG, LOL.
Anyway, so Tokyo, how are you feeling?
You know what? I had to give Pickles a little shock value. Okay. It's nothing personal. It was just a fun shock value. Want to give him something he didn't think about, I will think about. So, no, guys, it did not escalate quickly. This is not me fighting with LDG.
Set the list. Qapla, set the list. Because I came into the convo at the wrong time. No. It was the absolute right time.
The nighttime is the right time. Where's that from?
So
I figure LDG can appreciate a little shock value.
I think he can. I think he can. You know. Plus,
Hey,
I hear LDG's favorite part. And technically, he likes the balls. He likes it. Nom 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 nom. I heard him talk about it multiple times over the last few days.
Oh my God, Bert, sometimes. Oh.
So how are you feeling today, Bird?
Not too bad. I mean, I've been worse, obviously. How are you feeling today? Obviously, you've been worse, but you've also, this is pretty bad from what you thought.
Yesterday was the most painful. It's ebbed a little bit today, but my right eye is almost swollen shut now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt. It just feels annoying.
I hear you.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm way out of loop on what you guys are talking about.
Tokyo Tracker fought a bear and got swiped in the face, so he's pretty
Fought
screwed
a
up.
bear.
The bear apparently had a bat left too.
The bear knocked him down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to tell people what happened, or do you just prefer not?
It's none of my business. You don't need to tell me.
The fictitious story is I fought Duras and lost. The real, which is kind of more glorious than what actually happened, was a trip and fall, and I sliced my face on a brass door.
Kind of like the DS9 episode with Grilka's husband. Like, one way is that he fought in glorious combat, and the other is he just kind of fell on his own knife.
Yeah.
I had an incident once where I'm going to be completely honest. I was fucking drunk and I fell backwards and I actually cracked my skull.
Ouch.
And I apparently cracked it pretty goddamn hard because I was bleeding. And I was kind of freaking out, but I was like, oh shit, I am shit-faced drunk. And I actually got a haircut one time where I shaved a certain part of my head and found out, when it healed up, I've got a really bad scar on the back of my head.
Bitchin'.
Yeah, I was kind of like, okay, that was stupid. Don't do that again. I about damn near won a Darwin Award.
Bruno says, Bird of Prey, you like the donkey AOC. Hey, as donkeys go, she's not bad. Okay.
Oh, Bird, what I was going to say on the politics side is I'm rather surprised. I'm not surprised that who the governor is. I'm just surprised that it was by 300,000 something votes.
Have a good evening, John DeMarco. Take care.
I mean,
yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised it wasn't, if you look at my state, my home state of Illinois, that's a landslide. you saw so many governor's races that were landslide. I don't know. As far as New York goes, that just seems kind of close.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
have thought her margin would have been bigger.
By all accounts, she did terribly for a Democrat in a state that's,
Yeah,
Traditionally Democrat.
predominantly.
60% plus Democrat. There were a lot more, a lot more people changed sides to vote Republican than crossed over to vote Democrat.
Probably New York City.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
it's
even
like but you see, the thing is where Bird lives in the boroughs is like what I talk about from my home state of Illinois. Chicago pretty much moves the political line, just like where Bird lives in the boroughs.
historically, upstate New York was very conservative.
Yeah.
And it used to be that it would, although New York City was obviously the most populated city, New York is a big state, and all the rest of the non-urban areas used to almost equal the number of votes of the city. So it was, we had many years of Republican governorships in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s,
90s, yeah.
yeah, we had Pataki for 3 terms.
Sure.
So, but the problem is upstate New York, that, not counting the big cities, which were themselves becoming Democrat anyway, like Buffalo, Syracuse. I'm talking about the smaller towns. They all lost a ton of population over the last 30 years.
Especially Schenectady.
Yeah.
Schenectady is huge.
While cities like New York City continued to grow.
Yeah.
Now, only recently New York City started losing population. But compared to rural New York, the city gained a political affluence. Granted, it was already the biggest politically affluent part of the state, but it only grew and grew through the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. It's only in the last few years as the city population shrunk. And I don't know if it shrunk faster than the rest of the state or not, but I know the rest of the state was losing population while the city was building.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were trying to run away during the pandemic when Cuomo was in office because of what he was trying to do. That didn't help anything at all. But
now people are trying to leave the city because of crime.
Yeah.
And I mean, bail reform has just destroyed the city.
It's turning into Los Angeles. Or already had.
Los Angeles. I mean, as somebody who grew up in New York City and has visited Los Angeles, I mean, at least Los Angeles is a beautiful fucking city.
It is. Beautiful.
You look around and it's beautiful, and you can let a lot slide when you live in what could arguably be called paradise.
I'm going to be honest. As someone who lived in NorCal for 7 years, SoCal. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I'm going to make a choice, I'm Team NorCal.
Well, for somebody who's been to both, NorCal is nothing like paradise. I mean, LA is where you're New Yorker.
Like what?
Nothing like paradise.
Doesn't have the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Don't get me wrong. I personally love a great mountain. Okay.
It doesn't have Donner's Pass. It doesn't have near the scenery.
Yeah, but when people think of paradise, they think of palm trees, beaches, waves, oceans, women in bikinis.
They have them on NorCal.
No, they don't. And if they do,
yes,
it's only part of the year. Okay, San Diego, LA, that's summer all year round for all practical purposes.
Oh God, who wants to live like that? One
Apparently,
season all year
three-quarters of the
round?
nation.
Huh? You really would want to live one season all year?
Me personally, no, but most people who have to deal with, especially when they're in the middle of winter and they're dealing with snow and ice, and you know, if they're going to be able to get to work, they have to literally dig their car out of ice, out of 2 feet of ice, and then they're going to have to come home and
Bird,
battle
when
for
did you
parking
become such a
space.
pessimist?
I'm telling you just that this is what goes through people who actually have to live through winter all the time. This is what they think.
Excuse me.
People
Did
have to
you
live
get?
through
I
winter
know
in New
you're a
York
New
City.
Yorker, and I respect that. But I'm an Illinoisan. I'm in Midwesterner. I have lived through winters. I lived through winters in West Virginia for damn sake.
All right.
So I know winters. Just sorry.
If you know winter, then you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, but I know winter, but you're talking not winter in the sense you're talking the bad winter.
You damn right I'm talking about bad winter. That's the
Okay,
problem.
there's a difference though. Bad winter, I'll give you an example. Bad winter in South Carolina. I was actually there for a bad winter. You know what it was? We got an inch of snow. Do you know how bad I laughed my ass off?
Okay, I'm not talking about an inch of snow. I'm talking about when you
Yes,
get
I know what
snow
you're talking
every
about.
day,
Yeah, I
weeks
know
and
what
weeks
you're
of
talking
it.
about. I know you're talking about the packed snow. I know you're talking about all that stuff. I know yeah, I know what you're talking about, Bird. I'm not diminishing it.
Arno says she's not bad looking from the neck down. So anyway, I think what I was saying was I would most certainly choose LA over San Francisco. Okay. If you don't understand the why of that, people have different opinions, okay? People have different opinions, but
No,
for
I
somebody,
understand that appeal. Absolutely. I've been to LA and I've been to San Francisco. I just I lived over by the Roseville area in San Francisco, and that's what I was talking about. I'd prefer NorCal. I loved one of the most beautiful cities. One of the most, I will say this. I got to live in an apartment complex in Lincoln, California, which was like amazing rent, amazingly cheap rent. And I lived right next to Roseville. And I loved Roseville.
I don't know what Roseville, is about. I don't know what it looks like.
It's about an hour from Sacramento.
Okay. Honest, I've never been to Sacramento either. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to Yosemite Park.
Beautiful.
Yes, Yosemite is a beautiful area. The area around that, Lake Tahoe.
How long did you get to? How long did you get to spend at Yosemite, bud?
5 days.
Oh, lucky you, bud. Oh, you mentioned Lake Tahoe. That's where my wife and I got married.
Very cool. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
area.
Funny story there. My wife and I were both going through divorces. Got together. Our squadron had a potluck, and we just put our ticket in at the last minute and won a 3-day trip to Lake Tahoe. And Rachel was pregnant with my with our son, and we still went up, had a great time, and it's like I thought we should get married there. We were on the California side, and then we ended up having our wedding on the Nevada side, and it was just an absolute blast.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. It was really one of the few trips my wife and I got to enjoy in California, because our prior marriages, well, we were with abusive people and controlling people, so we didn't get to go do much.
Chrono says, hey to Mamo Pray again. Yeah, Mamo Pray is just finishing. What's your ETA?
On dinner?
Yeah,
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes. Okay. So we'll have to be coming to a close here shortly, as Mamo Pray is just about finishing dinner.
And I gotta feed my
Ooh,
spawns.
what's for dinner, Bird?
What is for dinner, Mamo Pray?
Beef.
Pasta,
Mm.
chutney, and sauce.
Pasta,
She
chutney,
had
and
me a
sauce,
pasta.
and whatever else. Some type of
Oh,
bread.
it doesn't matter. She had me a pasta.
Vegetable if you'd like.
John Aragi says Mamo Pray should run Powerball. That would at least it would happen. It wouldn't
What?
have been delayed.
What about
No.
Powerball?
I should be the one to count all the votes.
Oh, she wants to count all the votes. Powerball. Did you know Powerball got delayed yesterday?
Heard something about it, but I don't play, so I don't pay attention.
Gotcha.
So,
Is there anything you want to say, MB, before we get going?
Everybody have a good evening.
Thanks for having me on. Love you, Mama Bray.
I'm in the middle. In the kid.
You're welcome, MB. You're welcome. Tokyo Tracker, anything you'd like to say before we go?
Indeed. Thanks for the open invite, Bird. It was a great stream. Nice talking to you again, NB. And I guess I'll catch you guys out there. And shout out to Mama Pray for making dinner.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Qapla All, is there anybody streaming soon or anything? Anybody wants to put a link in the chat if anybody's going to be doing anything anytime? Feel free. I mean, everybody's pretty much got a wrench. Syphilis, it's time for you to get your wrench. You've been here long enough, Syphilis. So if anybody's got anything they want to advertise, go ahead, please, and put it in. Thank you all for hanging out. Tomorrow is Thursday. I don't have anything particularly planned. Friday, it will be Bed Life. Sunday is my birthday. I have Twilight Zone scheduled for Sunday. I'm going to try to keep that as a Twilight Zone Sunday. And then Monday will be another Bed Life. So probably Friday, I'll probably do a birthday Bed Life. We'll see. Thank you all again. Qapla, Bird, and panel out.